All right, let's talk about a huge question for pretty much anyone creating content right now. How do you make sure you actually show up in this new world of AI search? You've probably got years of awesome blog posts, guides, and articles just sitting there. Well, the good news is you don't have to start from scratch. We're going to dive into how you can revise that existing content for what's called Answer Engine Optimization, or AEO for short.
But first, we have to ask the big, kinda scary question. With AI assistance and generative search taking over, is all that content you worked so hard on suddenly invisible? Think about it. If an AI can't easily understand and quote your work, the answer might be yes. And that is exactly what we are here to fix today.
Okay, so let's really break down this fundamental shift. We're moving from a world of search engines to a world of answer engines. You know, a traditional search engine is like a giant library card catalog. It gives you a list of links, and you have to go do the work to find the answer. An answer engine, though, is more like a super smart librarian who reads all those books for you and just gives you the synthesized answer directly. The key takeaway? We're shifting from rewarding keywords to rewarding absolute, undeniable clarity.
So here's our renovation plan. First, we'll cover the new rules of the game. Then, we'll get into the actual blueprint for reformatting your content. After that, we'll figure out where to start by prioritizing, add some finishing touches with metadata, and finally, and this is crucial, we'll make sure our work still sounds amazing to actual human beings.
So what is this new game, really? Look, it's not about throwing out your entire content strategy. Your expertise is still your expertise. It's about recognizing that these new AI models, they just ingest information differently. They're not scanning for keyword density. They are literally looking for clear, structured, and easily retrievable answers. That's answer engine optimization in a nutshell.
All right, now that we get the new game, let's get our hands on the blueprint. This is where we get tactical. We're going to break down exactly how to restructure your existing articles to make them incredibly, almost ridiculously easy for an AI to understand and use.
And this blueprint really boils down to three core principles. First, we need to structure our site in a way that clearly shows how different topics relate to each other. Second, we have to make sure every single section of an article can be understood all on its own. And third, we need to make it super simple for an AI to just grab and summarize our key points.
So how do we tackle that first principle, showing topical breadth? Well, the best way by far is the hub and spoke model. Just think of your main topic, let's say project management, as the central hub page. Then each spoke page dives deep into a specific piece of that, like what is Agile or best Gantt chart software. By linking them all together, you're literally drawing a map for the AI, showing exactly how all your ideas connect.
Next up is something called chunk-level retrieval, and this is so critical. You just can't rely on the whole article for context anymore. An AI might only pull one single paragraph, one chunk from your page. That means every section, every part under a subheader needs to be semantically tight and make perfect sense all by itself.
Here, take a look at this content from our Family Wizard. It's a perfect example. See how each passage is laser-focused on just one single clear idea. There's no fluff, it's direct, it's understandable on its own. This is exactly what an answer engine is looking for.
And finally, we have to optimize for answer synthesis. You've got to make it easy for the AI. This example from Bossatin, it's a genius move. They put a TLDR, or too long didn't read, right at the top. They're basically handing the AI and their human readers a perfect, concise summary of the key takeaways right away. Okay, so we have the blueprint. Awesome. But if you're sitting on hundreds, maybe thousands of articles, where do you possibly start? Here's the key. For AEO, you don't prioritize by traffic. You prioritize by answer value. We need to find the content that's going to give us the biggest bang for our buck.
So here's your checklist. Start with the content that has your unique expertise, the stuff an AI can't just find anywhere else. Then look for articles that answer those questions you get all the time. And here's a great tell. Find the content your sales or support teams are already sending to customers as explainers. That stuff is your gold mine.
And to make it even simpler, I want you to run your content through this quick 3-question test. I promise it will immediately tell you if a piece of content is a strong candidate for a rewrite. Ready?
Question 1. Be honest with yourself. Looking at the page right now, could an AI confidently pull a direct quote or write a summary without messing it up? If your main points are buried deep in beautiful prose, the answer is probably no.
Question 2. Does the page immediately signal its purpose? Would an AI get what specific question this page is answering right from the title in the first paragraph? That intent needs to be crystal clear, and it needs to be immediate. No guessing allowed.
And the final test. Are your conclusions explicit? AI systems don't reward originality that's just implied in a story. They reward clearly labeled takeaways, definitions, and frameworks. If you're just implying your main points, it's time for a rewrite.
Okay, time for the finishing touches. Let's talk metadata. Your title tags, your headers. In old school SEO, these were all about ranking. For AEO, their job is completely changed. They are now context anchors. They're like crucial signposts for the AI.
Just look at this title tag makeover. The old SEO title, Session Replay Software, is just a keyword. But the new AEO title, it's way more descriptive. It tells the AI exactly what answer this page provides, giving it a much clearer signal on how to use your content.
And the same logic applies to your headers, your H2s and H3s. A vague category like compliance monitoring, that doesn't really help an AI map your content to what a user is asking. But turning it into a direct question, what is compliance monitoring, that creates a perfect one-to-one match.
We are at our final section, and it might just be the most important one, because after all this reformatting for an AI, we can't forget who we're ultimately writing for: people. The real goal is to create content that works for both, without sounding like a robot wrote it. And we've all seen it, right? Content that just screams, "I was written by an AI." You've got to look out for these tells. The overused M-, that weirdly squished line spacing, and those super repetitive sentence structures. You have to actively edit these mechanical things out so your human voice and original ideas can shine through. But here's the good news. What's good for AI is actually often great for humans. Structuring your content this way, stating the answer first, labeling your key points, it doesn't just help a machine. It creates a clearer, more scannable, and frankly, a more valuable experience for your human readers who are just trying to find an answer fast.
So, I'll leave you with this one thought. As you go back and look through your content library, ask yourself this simple question for every single piece you review. In this new world of answer engines, is your content a clear, definitive answer, or is it just more noise? The future of your visibility really depends on it. Thanks for tuning in.